All right, so thank you all very much. We have this time, this afternoon to discuss something very, very beautiful. So my idea today was not to speak too long, actually. All of us are here in this room, and hopefully what I speak about today will be inspiring and will really give us all a vision of how we can do something really special for Srila Prabhupada's movement. So I'll speak not too long, maybe 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll really just open it up and see what ideas there are in the room so we can all kind of nourish each other's understanding. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasavi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. His Grace Dhananjaya Prabhu, who was one of the pioneers of the Hare Krishna movement in the UK, he said once he was with Srila Prabhupada, and out of the blue, Srila Prabhupada looked at him and he said, "It's too late." I was thinking. And Prabhupada said, "Tomorrow, if this Hare Krishna movement closes down, if all the temples are sold, if all the devotees leave, if everything comes to zero, it's still too late because the books are out there. Someone will pick up one of those books, read it, get convinced, and start the whole thing again." This is the power of ideas. Everything in the world begins from an idea. Srila Prabhupada, when he met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1922, his spiritual master gave him an idea. And from that idea, the whole Hare Krishna movement manifested. So in the world, there can be nothing more powerful than an idea. And ideas sometimes can become like a virus. They can spread like anything. And when the ideas are coming from the spiritual world, when the ideas are rooted in the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then those ideas are exponentially more powerful. Maya mugdha jivara nahi swata Krishna gyan. Jivere kripaya koile Krishna Veda Puran. It's explained, Maya Mugdha. Basically, everyone in this world is confused. Swata Krishna Gyan, they have no idea. Who am I? Where am I? What's the purpose of this life? Everyone in this world is confused. Jivere kripaya. And therefore, out of compassion for the living entities, Koile Krishna Veda Puran, the Vedas, the Puranas, the Shastra, the ideas of the Supreme Personality of Godhead were given to us in the form of Shastra. And now, if we're able to spread those ideas in the world, it can create an explosion, a revolution. It already has. But it's just the beginning. And today, this evening is very, very exciting because we live in a world now where an idea can spread very, very quickly. And if all of us here in this room really take advantage of all of these creations of the material world to spread the ideas of Krishna consciousness, it can be very, very powerful. Sometimes we say, if you say all the knowledge in the world is contained within this circle, then a small part of that is what we know. Another small part of that is what we don't know. The rest of it is what the Hare Krishnas know. Well, we have to be humble. The rest of it is what you don't know, you don't know. If we can make the world inquisitive to say, you may know a little bit, you may know what you don't know, a little bit, but there's a whole realm of knowledge out there that you don't even know, you don't even know. If we can spark that curiosity, if we can spark that hunger, that enthusiasm for people to explore, then what happens is you open up a whole realm of development for people. And this is basically what Shastra allows people to access. And so, what we have to share from Shastra couldn't be more relevant in the world today. On social media, I was researching recently, on social media in the world now they have reels, they have videos, we have influencers. Gauranga Prabhu is here, he has 2 million followers. We have all these influencers. What do you think is trending in the world? If you look at videos, articles, ideas that are going viral in the world, I was looking at some research recently and they said there's 3 things which are trending and which will continue to trend for the coming years. Anyone want an idea what those things are? What are people interested in the world? Health. Politics. That's just the Hare Krishna movement. Relationships, yes. And there's one other thing. That everyone is food. Purpose, yes. These are the 3 main questions and the 3 main related topics which everyone in the world is talking about. What is my purpose? How can I improve my health? And why does love never seem to last? Why don't relationships work for me? It's amazing because perhaps if we wanted to talk about 3 things from the Shastra, these are probably the 3 most powerful points we could talk about. What is my purpose? We have so much to say about Dharma. We have so much to tell people about not just what your purpose is in this psychophysical conditioning, not just your Swadharma. We can share with you what your Sanatan Dharma is. We can tell you what your purpose is when you wake up tomorrow, and we can tell you what your purpose is in eternity. We have so much to say about purpose. Health, physical and mental health. How much do we have to share with people about the mind? Mantra, our whole process is about freeing the mind. We have so much to share. And love, the culmination of everything that we're teaching in the world from our Shastra is bhakti. And why does love never seem to last? Because love is misdirected. Love is being reposed in the wrong places. And therefore, the world is waiting for Krishna consciousness. The world is waiting for us to give them the message, but in a language and through a medium and through a certain strategy that people can accept and digest. These are some of the most popular books in the world today, The Secret. Through Krishna consciousness, we could write another book, The Secret Behind the Secret. We can take their idea, we can deepen it, and we can expand the vision. This is great, the law of attraction. But it's incomplete. We have so much to say. The monk who sold his Ferrari. We have so much to talk about detachment, about simplicity, about how if you Happiness is not in acquiring more, but happiness is about an upliftment of the inner world. We're already talking about these ideas, atomic habits. We have so much to say about the three modes of material nature, about the power of sattva. If you live in sattva, if you develop habits in goodness, you'll have better health, you'll have better character, you'll have better relationships, you'll achieve more, you'll be happier. The 7 habits of highly successful people. How many times in the Gita does Arjun and Krishna, how many times do they have a dialogue about character? Abhayam sattvasam sudir jnana yoga vyavastiti danam damascha yagyascha swadhyayas tapa arjavam. So many times. 2nd chapter, 12th chapter, 13th chapter, 16th chapter. Qualities, all qualities, already there. The power of now. Brahma bhuta prashanatma na sochati na kankshati. Krishna already spoke about it. We can write a book, The Power of the Eternal Present. We can take the vision even further. I'm just beginning by sharing this with you because what I want to share with you is that everyone is looking for what we have to offer. However, we have to package it and present it in the right language that people can understand. Here are just some, I don't want to kill you with statistics because that definitely can happen. Out of the 8 billion people in the world, just look here, basically 70% of people are all online. This is where people are living now. This is where people are getting things done. And this is what they use social media, internet and social media for. But the interesting thing is, despite all the nonsense things you can do on social media and the internet, still the highest thing that people using the internet for is to find information, to find ideas. Everyone is there.
What is the second one?
Contacting friends and family.
Staying in touch with family and friends.
Staying in touch with friends and family.
From this angle,
Oh, you can't see. You can check it out on the internet. This is the amount of data usage over the years. Can you see a trend? It's only going to get bigger. The new high street is the internet. This is where everyone is. Like it or not. This is how many, I don't know if you can see these figures. This is how much time people spend on media. This is 6.5 hours total. On average, every single, let's say 80% of individuals between 18 and 65, even 65-year-olds, spend 2.5 hours on social media every single day. 2.5 hours every day. That's 2.5 Bhagavatam classes. Every day. Every 1-to-1. Every day. So, what are they going to be looking at? If we are not out there, if we're not sharing ideas, if we're not putting transcendental sound vibration there, what are they going to be seeing? This is a great, great opportunity that we all have. And many, many challenges are there when they look at why people or why companies or why groups are not taking advantage of social media. But the main one is we don't have teams. We just don't have teams who do this. We have a team, we have a department in our temples, in our yatras, for everything else. And we must continue to do all of those things. But we don't have teams many times to systematically flood this world. And this is the world where everyone is looking for ideas. And so it's a great, great opportunity. It's a great, the online platform is really a place where we can make ideas go viral. So today I'm just going to share 3 things with you that I want to offer to all of you. Then we'll open it up. We have lots of people in here, devotees who have all been, many of you have been in this area. It would be wonderful to hear from you, your realizations. But we want to make sure in here, devotees who have all been, many of you have been in this area. It would be wonderful to hear from you, your realizations. But we want to make Shastra go viral. Srila Prabhupada, the Bhagavatam was perhaps his most important project. We could make an argument for that. Because it's the project that Prabhupada worked on from the very first day to the very final moment. The Bhagavatam was the project that Prabhupada worked on every single day. The Bhagavatam was the project that Prabhupada worked on in the most valuable hours of the day. The Bhagavatam was the project which only when he had completed some of it did he feel ready to embark on his journey to the West. We could make a case that of every single project that Prabhupada initiated, his desire to give ideas, to give Shastra, was perhaps the most important. And therefore, how are we now going to make that Shastra go viral? That's what we want to do. So the first thing I want to share with all of you is that we need more devotees to become content creators. Just like any preaching field you go into, there are pitfalls, there are obstacles, there are deviations, distractions. And it's the same when you go online, when you become a social media influencer and all of those things. There are many, many pitfalls, but at the same time, if devotees are not out there, if devotees are not sharing transcendental ideas, know for sure that somebody else is. And what they may be giving people may not be that beneficial. It may actually be quite destructive. And therefore, the more devotees that create content that then goes around the world in different ways, it could be videos, it could be articles, it could be courses, it could be whatever it is, become a content creator. Think about how you can use these technologies to share ideas. You will find that online we can meet so many people that would not otherwise come to a Hare Krishna temple. The second thing is that I'm going to share with you, we're creating a new platform where we're actually going to be offering all of you courses, all of you materials, and different educational resources that we've curated over a long time. We now have about in the region of 60 to 70 courses, which all have PowerPoints, which all have videos, facilitator notes, and we're going to make all of that available to all of you for absolutely free. And what you can do is take it, use it, and present it in whatever forums, in whichever places you're in. In other words, become a carrier, an ambassador of spiritual wisdom. So I'll share a little bit about that. And then I'll tell you about, we've launched different projects in the pursuance of making wisdom go viral. And I'll share with you one of these projects. And if you feel like you're not a content creator, if you feel like you don't have a project in which you can bring in content and present yourself, then what you can do is you can join one of our projects and become a teacher to spread this wisdom all over the world. So the first one is clear, become a content creator. The second one is, in literally 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to be launching this platform, Wisdom That Breathes. And what we're going to be basically doing is, if you take this email address and you're interested, what we'll be doing is we'll be uploading in the region of, as I said, 60 to 70 courses with PowerPoints, with facilitator notes, with guidelines about how to systematically share Krishna consciousness with people. And that will all be made available to you free of charge. Along in this community, we're also going to create a whole platform where there'll be community calls, there'll be opportunity for teachers training, and also what we're trying to do is create a community where any of you can then come and say, I want to do this wisdom project around the world, and Wisdom That Breathes will support you in different ways to basically launch your project. So we got many different things we're doing here. We're writing more and more publications. And this is also a huge thing that we're going to be doing of the Wisdom That Breeds platform is we want to develop technology that breathes. So what we're doing now is we're looking at different ways in which we can utilize technologies like AI, technologies, educational platforms. So many of our devotees are software, experts in the IT field. So we're trying to get the greatest minds together, the best minds in IT to create technology that can help us to then make these ideas go further and further. So please connect. This will help you to gain materials. Sometimes around the world, you may be in projects where you're so busy, where you have so many services that you have no time to create materials. So we'll share this with you so that immediately you can start presenting Shastra to the world in a relevant way. And if you feel like you don't have a yatra or a project where you want to teach or you can teach, then I'll just show you one other thing here. We have one of our projects that you can join. So some of you may have seen the Think Gita team in the ILS. And we begun this project about 2 years ago with the idea that we want to make the Bhagavad Gita the most popular book in the world. Right now, nobody has really come forward and owned the Bhagavad Gita as like we are the authorities on teaching the Gita. There are now massive influencers in the world who are talking about the Gita. And they're going to be talking about the Gita more and more. And what we'll find is that in the coming 1, 2, 3 years, the Gita as a book will start becoming more and more mainstream. And people will be searching, looking for where they can learn the Gita. And so we thought, let's create a platform where people can come and learn the Gita. So we have this platform now, Think Gita. Every year we do like catch-all courses where people come. Many of you have probably been on those courses. And then what we do is gradually we filter everyone into Think Gita circles. So now, just in the short space of 18 months to 2 years, we have 50 groups meeting every single week online. Each group has between 10 to 20, sometimes 25 members, and they're all learning the Gita like that. And in the next 6 months, we're going to launch another 50 groups. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is actually nothing. There's so much more that can be done. But we're moving forward. It's in 35 languages now, so we've translated all the material into different languages. So if you're around the world and you want to translate the material into your language, we can facilitate that. And we're really kind of growing this project. So there's so many more things I could say. Time is short. But here what I'm really trying to share with all of you is that we have a great opportunity. The way the world is structured at the moment, we have a great opportunity to make the ideas of Shastra mainstream. We can make the Gita the most popular book in the world. People will understand physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. If I want to strive, this is the wisdom book to go to. And we all have that opportunity. So 1, 2, 3, please do at least one of them, if not all of them. And join us in making wisdom go viral. Srila Prabhupada ki. Okay, so I see hands. I knew there's a lot of experience in the room. I know Pancharatna Prabhu has done so much on the online. So it'd be great to hear from everyone. Do we have a mic, a roaming mic? Are they working, any of those? Okay. Maybe you can begin, Pancharatna Prabhu, I don't know.
Hare Krishna. Gita.
Gita, yes.
It's, right now, I believe everywhere I've gone and I've done a Google search for Bhagavad Gita, the first thing that comes up, I think, is Wikipedia, Then comes, what's his name? Mukundananda, I think.
Mukundananda, yes.
And then Raha Maharaj's site. There's nothing there that points to Think Gita or anything that's connected, except for Amazon. Okay, you can buy Gita. So that's one question. How do we get our Gita in front of the people who are searching for Gita? Second thing is,
just on that, yeah, just on that, that's why I think we need these tech teams to look at SEO and all of that kind of optimization and how to get high on the search engines and all of that. So that's why those tech teams are so important, because that's where the world is moving now. I was just in the World Economic Forum, and there everyone is just only talking about AI and how to harness that technology. I mean, it's incredible. I was in one seminar on AI in Davos, and the person next to me tapped me on the shoulder. He said, "Can I take a picture of you?" I was thinking maybe he thinks I'm famous or something. So I said, "Yeah, why not? Take a picture of me." So he took a picture of me, and in 30 seconds, he handed me his phone, and it had my entire life story on his device. Technology is so powerful, and we need devotees to tell us what are the trends, what are the opportunities, we have to be ahead of the game. We tend to be very reactive. We tend to kind of join the party very late, you know. Even with social media, we kind of miss the boat. Now many devotees are doing, but that's where the world is. So yeah, tech experts are powerful.
and I have one more thing about
Yeah.
Gita. You distribute millions. What was it, 4-point-something million this last year? How are you looking at connecting the physical distribution of Gita to the online connection?
Yeah, so now what we're doing is with every book we give out, we're giving a bookmark, we're giving a QR code, we're equipping book distributors with the ability to on the spot sign people up for a course. If you look on the internet now, we have something called In Essence, a free course. So what we're looking at, I'm working with the BBT, that eventually what we want to do is have a course for every one of Prabhupada's books, so that people feel like they can walk through that book along with, you know, an explanation, a journey. So we've already done that for the In Essence book. I don't know how many of you are familiar with In Essence, but about 5 years ago, I was thinking people read Srila Prabhupada's books, but sometimes his brilliance, they don't have the patience to kind of understand his brilliance. They just kind of, they don't have that patience to work through. So then we created this book with the BBT called In Essence, which has like 1 paragraph answers from Srila Prabhupada to the most frequently asked questions. Anyway, nearly 500,000 of those books have been sold now. And along with that book, we have an online course. So I think this is the direction we need to go in. You know, everything that we're distributing on the street has to be accompanied by something online, because 2.5 to 3 hours every day, everyone is on their device. You don't need even the stats to realize it. You just walk on the street and see what everyone's doing. So we have to be there. Yes, bro.
Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, Krishna has given us 4 customer segments. Artho, Arthati, Vidyasu, Jnani. You know, people who are desirous, people who are in sorrow, people who are curious, and the real seekers. But our content is not bucketed like that.
Yeah.
You know, and people are searching how to overcome depression. No page of ISKCON comes on first page.
Yeah.
There are 100K searches in US alone in 1 month. How to overcome depression. So I believe what you are presenting is very much relevant.
Yeah.
But how do you ultimately connect people or land them in some center, you know, temple or something? Is that a necessity or not? That's one question. If it is a necessity, how do we do that?
From whatever little experience I have of preaching, I think 3 things are important. Sharing in terms of sharing ideas. One is to know our Shastra very, very deeply. And then on the other hand, to understand people, to understand the world, to understand the needs, interests, and concerns of the people very deeply. What I often find with some of us, myself included, is that we're either one or the other. We know the Shastra really well, but we're kind of preaching and giving classes to a world that doesn't even exist. We're just not relevant. And then sometimes there are those who know everything that's going on in the world, but they don't have enough depth of knowledge of Shastra to give something which is of substance, which will actually be spiritually transformative. So when we become learned in both, and then we connect both with clarity of thinking, clarity of presentation, with compassion of heart, and with genuine conviction and realization, then it can really happen. So yeah, definitely, if you want to take someone somewhere, first you have to meet them where they are. So therefore, it's 101 in public speaking. Know what are the needs, interests, and concerns of your audience. And so, yes, I think we could be packaging our presentation of Shastra in such a more relevant way by just hooking onto these things to connect with a community. Krishna Bhakti Janma Mula Hoya Sadhu Sang. Krishna Prema Janma Teho Puna Mukhya Ang. So Sadhu Sangha is the very foundation, the very food for one's spiritual journey moving forward. Of course, online we can do that, but eventually, yes, we do want people to come into living, functioning, Krishna conscious communities. So what we do is we do a lot of planting seeds online, and then we just give many, many touch points for people to then come into the physical association of devotees in a relevant way like that. So we have to just have that journey kind of mapped out, how to take people along that journey. Is that okay? Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj, for sharing this very important perspective, because ISKCON needs to grow up. Just yesterday, I was invited for the India Today conclave happening on March 7th and 8th in New Delhi. And the organizers said they want me to be in a panel on digital immortality. So first I thought he's saying digital immorality. So I said, okay, definitely I'm very, very eager to come there and speak about how we should be speaking, something which is more dharmic and not immoral. And the organizer is not immorality, immortality. So there is a whole concept called virtual immortality or digital immortality, where based on AI, you may die, but your social media pages will go on. And so they said, Gita is not the only thing which is talking about immortality. Now even in digital space, we have cracked that code. So there will be the founder of that digital immortality coming from the West, and you have to debate with him from Gita perspective. How the soul is a different type of immortality, and we'll have a good time seeing the debate. So I'm telling you, the way the world is going, you need to accelerate, what you're doing, because if we do not keep trending with the pace of the world, we will be left far behind. So thanks for all the work you're doing, and I highly recommend that these resources be undertaken. Otherwise, most of the Western world, ISKCON is bereft of Western people taking to Krishna consciousness. So I think it's very, very important. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, just on that, I was in Delhi, so I met one AI person there. So he said, I can make you go viral in one day. He said, but you have to give me 20 lectures in Hindi. I said, but I don't speak Hindi. He said, don't worry. Just give me 50 of your lectures. So I gave him 50 of my lectures. He came back 3 days later. I was giving Bhagavatam class in Hindi. So So then I told him, no, stop all this. I don't want it, And then I said, no. So I said, maybe you can help me with something else. I want to look at printing books in India. He said, printing books? I said, I want to print books in India. He said, printing books? He said, forget it. He said, give me 50 of your lectures, video, audio. I'll clone your voice. I'll clone your video. People don't need to read your books. They'll put on a VR set and you'll teach the book to them. And they'll be able to ask you questions and you'll reply. He said, that's the future. So how many, as a movement, are we working on this technology? Whether we like it or not, it's happening. They say the rate of change of world in the last 50 years, in the next 5 years, it will be the same. It's exponential now. Everything is changing. And therefore, we really have to understand, we really need devotees, in our movement, we have devotees who are doing tech, who are doing AI for corporate firms and making them lots of money. But in our own movement, we're not taking advantage of these technologies to expand the real knowledge that needs to go viral. So, yeah. I see many hands. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj. Just a small suggestion. If every Bhagavad Gita, when we distribute, if there is a QR code or something behind that printed by BBT of some online courses on Bhagavad Gita, which we offer from our side, probably that can help people join it immediately and
Definitely.
collaborate book distribution with.
Yeah, simple things like this. Every single BBT book just needs to have a QR code, and we need to have a course for every single book of Prabhupada's books. It's just simple. It's easy. It's 1 week job. If someone sits down and does it, and it's of high quality, and then that means every single book we give out, we've got that much more chance. Simple things like this, if we organize it, it can have a massive impact. This online world, it really is, for a little amount of effort, the output that you can get is phenomenal. And we're not utilizing it. Yes. Maharaj, yes. Maharaj, there's a mic coming.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Oops. I find it extremely interesting. And I'm online.
Yeah.
Today I've been online, along with going to the ILS. I've been online between 3 and 4 hours. Yeah, which is not much for me. And I'm 73, I'm not 65.
That's 3-4 hours of teaching, Maharaj?
Mainly some teaching and chanting japa.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sort of, I'm a small timer compared to Gauranga Prabhu. My main Facebook, I have 5 or 6 Facebooks, is only 38,000 followers. Not much. And then there's the other ones. And what else am I on? I'm on Instagram. I'm on, what am I on? I'm on Zoom. I am on Telegram every day. And I am on 2 TikToks. And I tell you, TikTok is full of action. There's so much going on TikTok. I try to chant my japa, but I got all these people asking questions and saying stupid things sometimes. And what else am I on? Well, I'm getting onto Twitch and another Snapchat, but I need more telephones. I've got about at least 15 cameras Yeah, 15 cameras, 3 switches. And I'm looking for material. Yeah, I'm looking for material
Sure.
to expand, the dimensions of it all. Because I can see it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I just thought I'd mention that and
No,
thank you.
Maharaj. Yeah, no,
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Maharaj. Yeah, and I think you're a great example. Kadamba Maharaj, he was really appreciative of yourself in COVID. He said Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj took so many devotees on the journey of Bhakti Shastri during COVID, and it was such an enlivening and enriching experience for the devotees. So, yeah, and in terms of resources, and this is also an appeal to all of you, that around the world as devotees, we produce so many wonderful things, educational materials, PowerPoints, courses, and how wonderful if we could, of course, there are devotees, I know Radhesham Prabhu has an online vault and there are others who also share, but we really, really need to be sharing our materials with each other because we're all on the same team, we're all trying to do the same thing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to launch a vault here, and there'll be level 1, level 2, and level 3 courses. We just had the devotee care presentation, so the level 1 will be the, what are you guys about? The level 2 will be, a more cultivation kind of for the interested person, and the level 3 courses will be for devotees, Briha Bhagavatamrita, Madhuri Kadambini, Bhagavatam, CC, and so on. So we want to create that whole, so please also connect with us and share your resources. Let's share this with each other so that we can just increase the educational impact of our movement globally by just working together and having central places of resource.
I'm also on X, but it's pretty useless. It's the worst. The others are much better.
Thank you, Maharaj, for giving your E-association.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for your thought-provoking class. I had a question on the suggestions which you gave. One is to create content. So when you're recommending everybody to create content or become a content creator, I was wondering what is your thought process on how does a system work where somebody has to curate the content which is in line with what the entire organization is speaking, or else we might have different content which is coming which might not be in the same line with what our organization speaks, and that might be a little of a debranding. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, the first thing I think is that there's so much content, so many universal principles that are so non-controversial that we can first of all focus on. Sometimes the most basic things we just say in a Bhagavatam class, when someone out there hears it, it blows their mind. So the first thing is that we have so much to share with the world that's non-controversial, non-borderline, and we should focus on that, getting that message out as much as possible. But then yes, like for example, a huge thing that's needed, I was just in New Govardhan in Australia, and I was speaking to Mukunda Maharaj, and now he's going to launch a website called Think Tank. And basically he wants to create a space for devotees to do social commentary on the issues of the day. If someone were to ask you, what's your view on AI in 3 minutes or in 2 minutes? What's your view on climate change in 2 minutes? What's your view on how we can solve depression in the world in 2 minutes? Would we be able to say something substantial? And not just substantial, but something which would stimulate. So there is a need for that also, social commentary. It's a huge thing. And in the movement, there will always be different opinions. I think as long as we preface it by saying that these are our opinions. I'm a member of this movement, but these are my opinions. And that's a safe way to put content out there without necessarily kind of having any negative effect on the ISKCON brand like that. And then always have devotees around you who are mature, who are learned and balanced, and who can give you feedback on your content as well.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. As such, by profession, an orthopedic surgeon. And I have two YouTube channels, one by name of Lok Talks and other by name of Netai Goranga TV. What you are saying is, I have experienced that. Many videos I have made it in English, and my editor has also published another video in Hindi. And I also cannot recognize it. Am I the same person? The voice is so wonderfully dubbed. It's so clear in Hindi also. It's very difficult for me also to make out that I have not spoken like that. The second point is, the biggest advantage of AI, what I am experiencing is, honestly, I do admit in front of everyone that I am not good in Sanskrit pronunciations. And on my videos, I suddenly sound good in Sanskrit. So, so I do wonder myself, this is not the reality, but yes, that's how it is helping us. So we should take the best benefit. And even in my temple also, I keep promoting to each and every youth in ISKCON that you must start your YouTube channels. We can guide you, we can help you. So this is a wonderful thing, Maharaj. Thank you very much for helping us to think much more deeper on these lines. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Just to say one thing on language also, that this is a great opportunity, that many of you in the room know different languages. And online, there are niche markets for, content in specific languages. In India, you have so many different languages. So therefore, if you target sharing the Gita in specific languages and you have very relevant content, just by dint of the fact that there's something relevant in that language, it can have huge traction. So if you know a language and you've been gifted with that, use that and put it online, and you attract many people through that.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So we've heard the many ways in which we can use these tools to reach out. Can you please comment on some of the ways we can use the same tools to go deeper?
So we've talked about using these tools to reach out, and how can we use these tools to go deeper. The deepening of Krishna consciousness, as I mentioned, is happening through sadhu sangha. The more opportunities we have for sadhu sangha, especially sadhu sangha with those who are sajatiya, snigdha and ashraya, especially association with those who are like-minded, who are affectionate and who are spiritually deep and advanced, then advancement and depth of Krishna consciousness comes. So again, it's the same principle. We utilize these platforms to connect people with advanced devotees. And as they connect with advanced devotees and learn from them and hear from them and share their realizations, tushyanti cha, ramanti cha, then bodhayanta parashvaram, then they become more and more enlightened. And so it's the same principle. The principle is, preaching just basically means, how do you give people more exposure to devotees? That's it. That's what preaching is. Every single preaching strategy is about how to give people more exposure to devotees and sincere devotees. Then all the magic happens. It's okay. I don't know how we're doing because it's 6:30. Somebody, okay.
First I'll introduce him. This is Kevin. Before joining ISKCON, he had 3 million followers on YouTube. And then he got so fed up, he joined ISKCON.
Haribo!
Now he's making spiritual content. He's finding it difficult to grow the numbers. But he's very, very happy with what he has found. And now he's the largest distributor of Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita in the Arabic language.
Haribo!
Hey Krishna. You can give one back to him. Thank you for the wonderful class. And this is technology is like a weapon. So for you to be on the forefront, we can only give you our prayers and blessings because it's a it's treading, pioneering. So thank you so much for doing that outreach and on the bleeding edge of our movement. We really appreciate you. I say that because personally I find it difficult, to try to be a content creator. And I was a content creator. So, and technology is moving so fast. I try to hear what Srila Prabhupada said about technology to try to understand what his mood is. And a lot of our desires can be cured by the philosophy. So he would use examples of like satellite or Ethernet, and say Krishna is behind everything. And in that way, by his wit, people were very satisfied. So we can use technology as a reference to understand Krishna more, right? And so the other point that was the most practical, which I want to do right away, is have a QR code on my book or a bookmark, so that when I distribute books, I can facilitate. And I would love to join one of your projects and have a class. So I would like to sign up right away for that. And then your point about this being facilitating sadhu sangha is also a wonderful point, because if we promote it as an organization, then devotees can ask each other questions about their desires, their skills, their talents, and then by cooperating with each other, they can do something nice for Krishna. And that's also authorized by Guru Sadhu Shastra too. Even if you have a friend, and this is a purport in Bhagavatam, I wish I could tell you exactly which verse, but Srila Prabhupada says, even if you find a friend and engage in some activity for Krishna, you will lose all faith in materialistic society. You'll lose taste. And so it's very powerful. So even while doing this, which seems like a materialistic, maybe fruitive thing, actually Prabhupada and the Acharya, the purport says that we'll actually lose taste in materialism and really just hopefully develop, unite more, and collaborate more with other devotees.
Thank you so much. Yes. And you mentioned about getting involved. So maybe just to end this session, I mentioned about Think Gita. So I'd just like to welcome Raj Mukund. You can give him a round of applause. Raj Mukund. He is the kind of leader of this project. He works for the NHS as a kind of meditation, kind of mind consultant. And he takes 3-4 days of his week off work now just to full-time work on this project. And we now have a teachers facilitator hub where you can learn how to teach all these courses. We have them in worldwide languages, so he'll just say a few things about the project.
Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. It's been amazing to see how inspired everybody is to share this wisdom. Recently, we were at the House of Parliament in the UK, and you can see how relevant this wisdom is becoming. And stick it right on the metal. Okay. So we realized
That one is cracking.
technology. What happens when the internet goes out? We've realized that many people want to preach, and we're here to support you. We're here to make that happen. So we've created facilitator training, and we'll also guide you how to share it online, how to use the material, the resources, all the experiences we had, all the little challenges, the little secrets, and everything is available for you. We will even give you a mentor that can guide you and support you of how to share the wisdom, and also give you a bit of sangha as well with how we're sharing this. So if you want to get involved, we've also got a guidebook, facilitated guides book. It's 35 languages now, so whatever language you want to preach in. Spanish is the second most popular language, and we're seeing that grow. How many of you speak Spanish? So there's so many people here already, that there's a whole untapped world. And we're seeing how much impact it's actually making, because Sangha is what people need. You know, people get emotional when they join these circles, and these people are people we've never reached. They may not necessarily be attracted to come to an ISKCON temple. Yes, our plan is to get them to ISKCON, but the idea is that initially you're engaging them with something that they're interested in. And then through Sangha, slowly, they understand. And Maharaj's material is so brilliant that, you know, the 4 regs are weaved in, the Shastras weaved in. And actually the best result you will get from this course is by teaching yourself, you will know the Gita a lot better. You will go deep into the Gita yourself because, you know, I have to teach this, so I better know the verses. I better know the Sanskrit. I better know the concepts, what Prabhupada is teaching. So even if, forget for other people, for yourself, you will have a lot of benefit. So we have a booth outside, so you can come and sign up. Our volunteers are also at the back, and they'll speak to you and sign up to the project, and we can help you. Same with Wisdom That Breathes, we can also help you with that. And I believe there's some books as well, Maharaj's books, so he's too humble to share, but he's got 5 of his books here now. So please come. There's the Bhagavatam, there's the Gita, there's Rasaraj Prabhu is just showing us, and the Tattva as well. So you can give a donation, whatever you feel like. £1 million would be good, but we'll take any donation that is good. Is that okay?
Good marketing.
Thank you so much. And just one final announcement. Some of our material, the Bhagavad Gita courses, we give it out freely to all the devotees. And this was produced today by Rasik Shekhar Prabhu, who's here in the front. He's preaching in Burma, Myanmar. And he's translated everything into Burmese. And he's successfully running these Gita courses in Burma. People from Christian, Muslim backgrounds, corporates, doctors, very, very prominent people are coming. So he's like living proof that if we go out there and share the Gita in a relevant, compassionate, kind way, then it can reach many. So thank you to him for this wonderful offering. Thank you to all of you for coming, and please do connect with us if there's anything we can do to serve. Srila Prabhupada ki!